Hello from Hornbill TV, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Prime Time with Ngullie again. Were you at Prime Minister Narendra Modi's rally in Dimapur? What did you think about it? It's been another eventful day for the media and of course for the people. Of course, reports of violence are being reported all across the state, although not to a scary extent of the previous weeks, but still, we have received reports of more vandalism from Pokhara. Further in this show, we will also be examining some of the main elements of Mr. Modi's speech at Dimapur today and what it could possibly mean for the people of Nagaland. Before that, I'd like to add a small detail here that I missed yesterday on our show. Narendra Modi is not the third, but the fourth Prime Minister of India to visit Nagaland. Jawaharlal Nehru was the first Prime Minister to visit the state. It was in 1953. Then in 1987, the then Prime Minister of India, Rajiv Gandhi, visited to found what we know today as Nagaland University at Lumami. For our very young viewers who might not know who Rajiv Gandhi is, he was the husband of someone we know today as Sonia Gandhi, and of course the father of Rahul and Priyanka Gandhi. Anyhow, after Nehru came Rajiv Gandhi. Thereafter, in 2003, the then Prime Minister of India, Atal Bihari Vajpayee, was in Nagaland. So as far as my knowledge is concerned, Modi is the fourth Prime Minister to visit Nagaland. If you know there might be any other Indian Prime Minister who visited Nagaland before we were born, do let us know. Now today we will be exploring together some of the main elements of Modi's speech in Dimapur today, but of course there are other news events that took media space. Here are the headlines. Prime Minister Modi addresses NDBP-BJP joint rally on February 24 at the Agri Expo in Dimapur. The Supreme Court of India has refused to entertain a public interest litigation for menstrual leave for women. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has said that peace, progress and prosperity are the BJP's motto for Nagaland as the Nationalist Democratic Progressive Party and the BJP seek re-election to the Nagaland Legislative Assembly. Modi addressed people during the election rally on February 24 at the Agri Expo in Dimapur. Modi said that the BJP's motto of peace, progress and prosperity is the reason behind people's trust in the BJP. There was practically no mention of the one issue that most of us were expecting him to address earlier, the Naga political issue or the demand of the Eastern Naga communities for a separate administration. Here are the highlights of what he spoke about. First, he said that border disputes are being resolved at a rapid pace due to the NDA governments in the states. In this case, Nagaland has a long-standing and often violent border dispute with Assam, another with Manipur. Yes, Modi also mentioned that the government is working earnestly to repeal the AFSPF from Nagaland in the future. Our viewers may recall here that the Home Minister Amit Shah has also said during his Morning to Insak visit that the AFSPF may be repealed from the state in the next few years. Interestingly, Modi also assured the people of something that might be beautiful music to your ears, viewers: action to counter extortion activities. He didn't elaborate much, of course, but he said that after the re-election on March 2, stricter action would be taken against those engaged in extortion activities.
पिछले 9 वर्षों में नागालैंड में हिंसा की घटनाओं में लगभग 75% कमी आई है, 75% रिड्यूस हुआ है। नागालैंड में अनेक क्षेत्रों से आस्था को हटाया जा चुका है। पूरे नागालैंड में आसपा की जरूरत न पड़े, इसके लिए हम दिन रात ईमानदारी से जुटे हैं। नागालैंड में परमानेंट पीस और प्रोग्रेस की ही भाजपा की पॉलिटिक्स का आधार है। नॉर्थ ईस्ट के राज्यों में बीजेपी और एनडीए सरकारें होने से बॉर्डर से जैसे डिस्प्यूट भी तेजी से हल हो रहे हैं। इससे भी इस पूरे क्षेत्र में प्रोग्रेस और प्रॉस्पेरिटी के लिए नए अवसर बन रहे हैं। 2 मार्च को फिर सरकार बनने के बाद यहां एक्सटॉर्शन करने वालों पर भी और सख्त कार्रवाई की जाएगी।
We'll be right back after a short break. Ladies and gentlemen, keep watching. Welcome back to Prime Time with Ngullie, ladies and gentlemen. Now we were talking about the Prime Minister of India saying that right after the March 2 results and of course the formation of the new government, the government will be taking stricter action against extortion activities in Nagaland. Right now, Nagaland is an extremely low salary economy. This is made even worse by the extremely high inflation rates thanks to extortion activities from various groups including community organizations and even government agencies. See, Nagaland is a place where the daily wage of a skilled professional worker is about 210 rupees per day, but the cost of hiring an auto rickshaw for a couple of urban blocks is approximately rupees 300. I mean, you need to calculate your salary first before buying potatoes, meaning after using services you have little left to buy for food. Let's get on to the next news. Another case of violence has been reported in Wokha, ladies and gentlemen. It's still bad news from Wokha and of course Mawchong, but more to that later on. While there are no independent sources to confirm the cause, the incident in Wokha is believed to be related to elections. Wokha and Mokchong district have been experiencing considerable violence since the announcement of the elections to the Nagaland Legislative Assembly. The house of a citizen in Longsa village near Wokha town was vandalized by a group of people at about 7 p.m. on February 23rd in Wokha district. According to a complaint to the Wokha police by the citizen Wan Y. Penkathang Lotha, a group of people vandalized his private property, including a building, a Maruti Gypsy, a dumper, a CCTV, grocery shop, and household properties, among others. The complaint said he was not at home at the time. The perpetrators also alleged assault against his maid servant with an attempt to, quote, outrage her modesty, unquote. The complaint said that the entire incident has been captured on CCTV. Meanwhile, the Lotha Hoho has appealed for peace after taking note of the recent incidents of violence, vandalism, and acts of threats in Wokha district. The Lotha Hoho issued a statement on Friday appealing to the people to maintain peace and refrain from any kind of violence, which it said shall create a bad precedent in the future. The organization also appealed to the people to adhere to its January 25th, 2023 circular to conduct a clean election. The organization has requested the district administration to tackle the situation without bias and to take necessary action against any persons involved in disturbing peace and law and order in the district. To break the monotony of English news, ladies and gentlemen, election news, we have something that we advise you that you should never try at home. A man in UP got stuck in a cage that was reportedly installed to nab a leopard in Bulandshahr district. Forest department said that the man had entered the cage to get a rooster that was kept there as a bait for the leopard. Again, no matter how hard life gets for you, don't try this at home. Let's go check out other news. This is a story that might interest some members of our women's community who have been fighting for menstrual leave rights in India. The Supreme Court of India has refused to entertain a public interest litigation for menstrual leave for women. The Supreme Court on Friday refused to entertain a public interest litigation seeking a directive to all the state governments in the country to frame rules for menstrual pain leave to female students and, of course, working class women in their workplaces. The bench, led by the Chief Justice of India, observed that not only is the matter within the realm of a policy decision, but a directive of this sort may also dissuade prospective employees from hiring women from jobs. During the brief hearing, the bench found favor with the views of a lawyer intervening in the matter that any judicial mandate may actually prove counterproductive for women. The PIL harped upon the 1961 Maternity Benefit Act for allowing monthly leave for female students and working women at their respective workplaces during their menstrual cycle. Earlier this February, the government had said that it has yet to consider making provisions for mandatory paid menstrual leave for women in all workplaces. Let's examine the matter a bit. The idea of menstrual leave in India remains a topic for debate. Ladies and gentlemen, in May 2022, the Spanish government approved a menstrual leave bill that granted workers the right to take paid sick leave due to severe menstrual pain. Japan has a similar law since 1947. India has menstruation benefits bill in the parliament in 2018, seeking mandatory leave of at least 2 days of menstrual leave every month. The only issue here is that it has yet to be passed. Interestingly, the Kerala government had announced menstrual leave to all female students of the state universities. There are also a few companies in India such as Zomato, Swiggy and Maxer that reportedly have menstrual leave policy in place. Many people might not know that in 1992, the Bihar government had actually granted 2 days of period leave for government employees. Lalu Prasad Yadav introduced menstrual leave for female employees in Bihar. Generally, the government argues that menstruation is a normal physiological phenomenon and only a small portion of women suffer from severe dysmenorrhea or similar complaints. Dysmenorrhea refers to painful menstruation typically involving abdominal cramps. Further, it holds the opinion that most of these cases are manageable by medication. Those were the top news of the day, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for watching Hornbill TV. We will be bringing you more updates and explore news events together with you. I'm Ngullie. See you next time.